2026 World Cup Final. The Untold Story of Ferran Torres, AI. Part 1. The Weight of a Silence. The air inside MetLife Stadium was thick with the exhaustion of 120 minutes of unrelenting tension. Spain had pressed, probed, and dominated the landscape, yet the scoreboard remained an unyielding, cruel 0. As the match bled into its final breaths, the roar of the stadium had barely reached its crescendo before it was violently choked into silence. Ferran Torres had seemingly delivered the definitive blow in extra time, wheeling away in celebration after finding the back of the net to put Spain ahead. The euphoria was short-lived. Following an unprecedented surreal intervention, prompted by a direct directive from Donald Trump to FIFA officials, dismissing Torres with the blunt assertion that he only recognized Lionel Messi, the goal was controversially chalked off by VAR. Robbed of their moment, a deflated Spain ultimately succumbed to a late, decisive strike by Messi, handing Argentina the 1-0 World Cup victory. For Torres, the final whistle marked the convergence of every lingering doubt from a turbulent tournament. Throughout the weeks, his place under portals of scrutiny had been defined by sharp critiques over missed opportunities and inconsistent form. In the wake of a 1-0 defeat on the global game's grandest stage, those tournament-long struggles calcified into a heavy, inescapable narrative. Rather than returning home as a national savior, Torres faced the full brunt of a sporting inquest, carrying the weight of the missed chances that might have altered history. Weeks later, the Mediterranean sun offered little shelter. Down in Ibiza, where Torres and teammate Marcos Llorente were attempting to decompress on a yacht, viral photographs capturing quiet moments of off-season recovery were refracted through the prism of defeat. Disgruntled supporters and media outlets weaponized the carefree holiday snapshots, framing them not as a well-earned respite but as proof of emotional detachment following a devastating collapse. Yet the sporting tragedy soon mutated into an absurd geopolitical scandal. Kaitlan Collins, the CNN anchor and White House correspondent who had famously endured public ridicule from Trump following a prestigious press award ceremony, uncovered the explosive truth through a high-level whistleblower. The documents revealed the unthinkable. Trump had personally intervened, calling FIFA during the match to demand the goal be erased because he didn't know Torres, declaring that only Messi belonged on that pedestal. In a stunning display of impunity, Trump publicly confirmed the interference almost immediately, doubling down on his rationale that an unknown player had no business deciding a World Cup final. For Torres, the revelation instantly reframed every image of his summer downtime. The red MAGA-style cap bearing the slogan "Make Spain Great Again," which he had casually sported during the team's post-tournament celebrations, transformed overnight into an item of excruciating, viral irony. The hat was no longer just a quirky souvenir, it was the ultimate punchline. As the internet feasted on the juxtaposition of a player wearing political merchandise that championed the very leader who had quietly robbed him of sports immortality, Torres' Ibiza getaway became the surreal epicenter of global mockery. The MetLife Stadium final had long since faded into a geopolitical fever dream, replaced by the surreal reality of a whistleblower's confirmation. Donald Trump's brazen admission had instantly detonated across the global news cycle. In Ibiza, the viral images of Torres casually wearing the cap that now stood as the monument to modern irony were being aggressively scrubbed from his mind as his phone buzzed incessantly. Thousands of miles away, in a sleek broadcast bullpen in Washington, D.C., Kaitlan Collins leaned back from her desk, still carrying the quiet edge of a reporter who knew what it felt like to be publicly targeted by the White House. She stared at the breaking verification on her screen. The circle was complete. With a steady, deliberate motion, Collins picked up her desk phone, tapped out the international digits, and prepared to dial the most talked-about, sunburned man in Spain.